All right. So before we jump into today's episode, I want to kind of set the tone for this conversation. We talk a lot about strategy and tactics and execution, especially in business, right? But what most people avoid is looking at the long term identity required to sustain success. Oof, that's a hard one. The truth is, you don't actually rise to the level of your goals. You're going to fall to the level of your standards. That's a hard truth to hear. It's hard to say because I know that I need to embody that. I'm still working on that. So today's conversation though is about that shift, that moment when you stop chasing outcomes, you start becoming the kind of person that can actually hold them. This isn't about motivation. It's about discipline and discipline without punishment. We talked about that in this episode too. Growth without ego and consistency without burnout, because burnout is not the place where you want to be. So, as you listen in on this interview, it's a really good one. Just ask yourself, like, what can I learn from this? And then ask yourself, who is it that I need to become? Hey guys, welcome back to Million Dollar Standard. I'm your host, Jodi Sodini. Today's guest is someone I'm genuinely excited to talk to. Johnny Els is the founder of TruFit Academy, a coach, entrepreneur, and leader who works at the intersection of health, mindset, faith, and identity. All of those things kind of come together for his expertise. And what I absolutely respect about Johnny's approach here is that it's not hype. It's not shortcuts. It's not quick fixes. It's not surface level transformation. Work is rooted in discipline, accountability, and helping people become that version of themselves that can actually sustain the results that we want. And that's exactly what this whole podcast is about. So, Johnny, I'm really glad that you're here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jodi, for having me. I'm really pumped up about this, and I've known you for a couple of weeks now, and I've been seeing a lot of your stuff on social media. So it's nice to have someone who's kind of in the same field as me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, like I do marketing, but I'm so focused on being, grounded, focused, fueled, making sure that I'm the best version of myself so I can have
yeah,
that company that I want. And you help people do that. So
yeah,
this is a great conversation. I want to hear a little bit about your origin story for people who don't know you yet. Like take us back. Who were you before
yeah,
True Fit Academy?
yeah. So I've been an athlete at heart my entire life. I mean, I did a bunch of different sports growing up, but I ended up being a collegiate swimmer, which kind of kickstarted my whole career because after I was a collegiate swimmer, I went to become the triathlon coach for Texas A&M. And that was a super cool experience because not only was like coaching different leveled athletes in the water, we were talking about, exercises in the gym and nutrition and like some performance based strategies that a lot of these athletes could be using. And
Yeah,
the year that I coached, we ended up placing third at nationals, which was freaking awesome.
that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah. And so that's kind of when I had my first realization, like, I love being a coach. I think I can turn this like into a career because I don't see myself doing anything else. So I got my degree in kinesiology, became a certified health and fitness coach, certified personal trainer. And then I moved up here to Colorado because, I have a big background in swimming and triathlons. And so I started coaching professional triathletes in Boulder, Colorado.
Okay.
Did that for a couple years. That was a lot of fun. Then COVID hit and everything closed. And
Yeah.
I had some panic attacks that year because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was running out of money. And so all I wanted to do was just keep on coaching. And so I just started helping out my friends online, which again, I
Mhm.
didn't know how long COVID was going to last for. So I didn't know like how serious it was going to be. After a whole year of doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't need to do anything else. This is what I love to do. And what helped me realize that TruFit was the next thing in my life was I realized that if I coach at a gym or at a location, my clientele is limited to the people who go to that location
Yeah.
versus now that I'm online, I've had clients all over the world, all over the country with different backgrounds, different goals, different body types, different styled athletes. And it's been a complete blast to help out people all over the world reach their health and fitness goals and become the best version of themselves.
Yeah. What did
Yeah.
you have to let go through that process? What did you have to let go of in order to grow into this version of yourself?
That's a fantastic question. I don't know if any of you guys know swimmers. Some of them, some swimmers are malnourished. And so we don't eat as much as we need to because we're either just
Mhm.
too tired or we're burning so many calories that we can't keep up. Throughout high school, even though I was pretty good, um, I always felt insecure about how I looked, about my times, about I wasn't very confident in myself, and it really showed, like, in my friendships, in my relationships, like, it was hard to, like, talk to girls because I was just insecure, and I thought people were always thinking, like, I was too small or too skinny or, I wasn't muscular enough, whatever. So that feeling of, like, thinking I'm not good enough has probably been the thing that's been holding me back the most out of my entire life. So when I
Mhm.
started a business, when I'm working with athletes, when I'm doing all this kind of stuff, it's like, I need to get over the fact that I'm not good enough because people trust me. I am a professional. I have a ton of experience, and I feel like that's what people that's what people want to connect with more. And if I just show up with confidence, it's not like they're gonna think that I'm not good enough. So that's been the struggle that I've had to overcome through church and through faith and through self-reflection and just figuring out my own identity and where I want to take my own life and my own business.
Yeah, yeah, that kinda it sounds a lot like imposter syndrome, right? Like,
Yeah.
this and the stories that we tell ourselves that I'm not good enough or I'm not that like, why would somebody pay me that much money? Like, what the heck? Sometimes we get that, but you know what? A friend of mine says imposters don't get imposter syndrome, and so I was like, "Huh, I guess, like, I'm not. I'm just showing up authentically and questioning if I'm good enough. I'm not actually an imposter, though." But
Yeah.
you talk about this. You talk about imposter syndrome even while leading others. And it sounds like it showed up for you in the past. Is that something that you still feel like you struggle with?
I do. Because I'm in the world of sales, I just have to love being rejected by people. That's just part of the game. And that does not help the lies that I've been telling myself about how I'm not good enough because people are like, oh, I love the program and I love you and I love everything. And I know it's gonna work, but just can't do it. And I'm like,
No.
why?
Yeah.
Why can't you move forward with this? And sometimes it's hard for me not to take that personally because it's like, well, if I was just better, if I just said better words, or if the program was better or bigger or more successful or whatever, then maybe they'd be more willing to work with me. But
Yeah.
th-
Yeah.
roughly 2 to 3 years ago, I made a big shift with that. Just being authentically myself. This is what we do. This is how we help people. And if that's not for you, then it's just not for you. Then I can refer you to somebody else. But I'd rather just show up, tell them what it's about, and if it's not for them, then it's not for them, which is totally fine. But
Yeah.
that's something that I just
Yeah.
had to work through.
Being authentic means that you're not going to be for everyone, too, right? And then
True.
there's also like that difference between you can you can decide that you're not gonna play small anymore, and that's different from humility. So, like, there's that whole conversation too of like, I don't accept that I'm not gonna keep playing small. I'm gonna grow my business exponentially. Like, that is my desire.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm gonna play big. I'm going to the next level. But we can still be humble in that process and not let it change our true character when we show up authentically. So I see this a lot though. Like they're disciplined in some of their actions, but they're disconnected in their identity. And so I think what you do kind of helps people have that internal shift and connect that. Does that make sense?
Definitely. Yeah. I've had a couple of clients come through where their life is so chaotic. They're a single mom or they have, a business to run or, whatever. And they're so focused on things that solve current problems. Like we need to pay bills and we need to like make sure we eat food and things like that. So I have to work. I need to pay attention to this, which I 100% understand that's a priority.
Hmm.
But then on the other side of that, it's like if you don't know who you are or where you are going with your own mental and physical health, then it's
Yeah.
going to be really hard to carry out some of those other tasks.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about like faith, discipline, and leadership.
Yeah.
So faith seems to show up pretty consistently, like in your presence, your
Yeah.
online presence, and in your work. How does that shape the way that you coach and lead?
That's a really good question. I didn't grow up in the church much, and my wife and I found an incredible church, which Josh also goes to.
Okay,
We
cool.
we go to the same church. We started going to Flatirons about 3 years ago, and it wasn't until then when I started realizing that this is something that I've been missing for a long time. And it's helped me show up authentically. It's helped me to get over rejection if it's not a good fit. But also, it's helped me self-identify with why true fit is important to me and where the vision of true fit is going. Because it used
Mhm.
to be, I want to help people feel better. I want to help people look better, which is all great, right? That is the main purpose. But now it's shifted to I want people to have better connections and spiritually live, a more fulfilling life,
Yeah,
right? And it's really
absolutely.
hard to live out your own purpose in life or feel spiritually connected when the vessel that you are in control of is not aligned with your mission.
That's a mic drop statement right there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've experienced that in my own business for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like if I'm not fueled properly, even now, like if I skip lunch, I'm so busy. I feel it in how I'm able to like get my work done because my mind just isn't right. I'm not fueled properly. But previously, before I like cleaned up my diet and lost a ton of weight, it wasn't that I was just eating anything and everything. I was very it was so interesting because I knew, like, you should not eat that, but it was a mental game. It was discipline that I was lacking, and, I 100% know that my business could have changed back then if I was fueled in a better way, and if I was taking care of my temple in a way that was honoring to God. They could have been completely
Definitely.
different. So, but no regrets. I also have that too. Like these are lessons learned. This is data. This is feedback. We take that into our next, session of our next phase of life and use that to shape how we
Yeah.
show up next.
Because there might be some things that are not apparent in your life just yet, and maybe some goals you're trying to hit that seem far-fetched, but it also could be your body and your mind are not aligned with where you're trying to go. So
Mhm.
it's literally holding you back from getting to that next level or getting that promotion or being in that relationship or, whatever,
Mhm.
because you're either not confident or you don't have energy or you don't have any motivation. These are all things that suffer if you're not actively, working through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're totally right. It's all about your mindset. Like if you're not making intentional decisions to be 1% better every single day, then weeks and months can go by and you don't even realize. And by then you've picked up 10 pounds and you're like, what happened? Right? Because time flies so fast. And if you're not intentional with some of your daily healthy habits, time can slip away pretty quickly.
Yeah, I totally understand that, and
Yeah.
I've experienced that too, of those seasons where I'm, like, super disciplined, my goal is to be 1% better every day, and then, I start relaxing a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
relax a little bit more, and then I haven't even thought about it in a week, and I've, had things that I've eaten that I shouldn't, and then I'm like, "Whoa, like, how did I get here?" And it went from, like, a slippery slope to, like, an avalanche. And then you have to reverse out of it, and the whole time you're like, "I'm working to undo
Right.
everything that happened to me so quickly, like, all of my choices." It's hard, it's a lot of discipline.
Yeah. And
So
And you're
yeah,
absolutely
go ahead.
right. It like takes that discipline, right? And I always tell my clients, it's like, you're never going to be able to master discipline. It's something you have to work on every single day, which is uncomfortable. And people don't like being
Mhm.
uncomfortable. They rather take the easy way out, which there are times where I take the easy way out just because I'm not feeling up for it. But that doesn't mean I'm now falling off track. It's just like I'm taking a break,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I think there can be like a discipline that's rooted in fear and shame versus a discipline that's rooted in identity. Like, this is who I am.
Yes.
And I have the discipline to show up as that person consistently every single day versus like, this discipline that's like, oh, if I eat that, I'm like, shame on me and I'm going to regret it for 5 days and blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to have some grace with yourself as well, but then like
Yeah.
understand like eating that or doing that or skipping leg day or whatever is not that doesn't align with the identity that I now am because
Yeah.
I'm choosing to go in that direction. So
Yeah, and that's kind of like the whole philosophy of TruFit. It's like we wanna build a lifestyle that is enjoyable and easy to keep up with. That way you don't have to rely on motivation or discipline. It's just, like, embedded into your healthy habits, right?
Okay.
Like, usually when people wake up,
Yeah.
they go to the bathroom and they shower, they wash their face or, whatever. Going for a walk or drinking water or eating protein needs to be part of that lifestyle. It needs to be a non-negotiable that's just part of your routine,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And once you can just start focusing on that and creating that balanced lifestyle, then you can go to the gym, work out, come home, eat a good meal, but then have dessert that night. Have an Oreo or two, have a small bowl of ice cream, or do something that's like enjoyable that's like so you can reward yourself for doing what you need to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of people also confuse like accountability with punishment. I think those are people that deal with a lot of self-inflicted shame. They
Right.
haven't done the work. They don't choose intentionality. They don't choose to be 1% better every single day. And so those people have this fear of being held accountable, and that feels like punishment. Ugh. Those probably aren't the people that are seeking you out though, I imagine, right? Like, I
Well,
don't know.
most people who sign up either don't have structure with their healthy habits or their nutrition or their movement just
Mhm.
because they either don't know what to do or they get burnt out pretty quickly. Like a lot of people who do like New Year's resolution workout programs, they get burnt out pretty quickly, which is why they never follow through.
Yeah, they
Right.
last like 2 weeks.
Right, but if you take the process slow and we, start off really easy, we start, building some of those foundational healthy habits,
Mhm.
then it's gonna be really easy to stay on track. Even if you miss a day or 2 of working out, if you're following all of those healthy habits, then you should be staying on track no matter what, right? Like Andrea, for example, was a client of mine for a little bit, and she's training for High Rocks, which is this big event in Europe right now that she's going
Mhm.
through the new year.
I think I'm gonna sign up for Miami.
Do it!
It's Easter. It's Easter weekend, and so I'm trying to see if logistically it will work, but tell me what's up
Yeah,
with
so
Andrea.
she signed on because she just wanted to get stronger, get more toned, have a little bit more confidence, typical things, which is great. And so we started embedding some of those healthier habits into our routine, into our morning
Yeah.
routine, and building some of that structure. So and then at one point she went out to I forget where she went out, but she went to some 2-week vacation somewhere, and she felt really bad because she was missing all of the workouts that we had scheduled for her. But the good news is she didn't gain any weight. She kept her energy high. She kept her confidence
Mhm.
high. She still felt strong and powerful because we were sticking to healthy habits that are not
Yeah.
workout related,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So
Good
that's
sleep,
kind of
good
the whole
nutrition.
ideology behind living a healthy lifestyle and making sure you're staying on track without being so strict and ridiculous all the time about
Right. Yeah.
stuff, you know?
That's the thing, like, I think a lot of people don't realize how much even one of those things can change so much, and for me, that was I honestly went all in for, like, a year on optimizing my sleep. Like, I literally
Yeah.
hired a sleep coach to figure out, like, what's this data telling me, because I didn't quite know how to read it, and I think that's a really great opportunity for people to see, like, man, there are so many areas where you can get data as feedback and it's telling you a story. But if you don't know how to interpret that or how to change it, that's where people need to get the outside support and
Right.
have that coaching to help them, get to that next level. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness. So what do you see as far as like results and transformations with your clients when somebody fully commits to consistency? What do you see changing first?
Immediately their mindset and their energy changes, right?
Mhm.
You might not see physical changes or like the scale and the number on the scale move for the first couple of days or first couple of weeks, which is totally fine, right? But immediately people are walking more, drinking more water, eating more protein, working on joint strength and core strength, like basic level healthy mind and body habits. Immediately I see people like within the first 14 days, I see people saying, I'm sleeping better. I have more energy throughout the day. I might not be losing any weight just yet, but at least I'm seeing momentum being built, right?
Mhm.
And whether you're in health and fitness or if you're an entrepreneur or new to sales or anything like that, once you get momentum, you can't slow down. We got to just keep on going because it gets
Yep.
easier and easier and it gets faster and faster. And the moment you
It's
start
like
slowing
riding
down
the
or take a
assault bike. It's like the assault bike, like once you get that machine going, it's like it's
Yeah.
easier to keep it going. Or any of those erg machines, it's like, man, those first few pulls are so hard, but once you get it going, you just stay consistent.
Yeah, like, my least favorite part about my workout is the warm up because I'm there, like, yeah, I'm kinda motivated, but I more rely on discipline for myself now. I'm rarely motivated to go work out, but I just know it's something that I need to do, and I always feel
Mhm,
better afterwards. So it's like, I
mhm,
know what's gonna happen after the workout, so let me just go do it. Let me grind through this horrible warm up. But once I'm
mhm.
past the warm up, now I'm feeling good. Now I'm energized. Now I'm feeling really motivated to like push myself. And then I do, it doesn't have to be for crazy long, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. But then once I'm done, now it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much more energized. I'm so thankful that I was able to show up today. And now I can go enjoy a dinner and eat, sleep really well and things like that. And then it cycles back again. Yeah,
Back.
it's funny. I had someone on LinkedIn make a little post the other day and tag me and it's saying like it's wild. He's been in health and fitness his whole life, but although he was a veteran, so he was constantly training for like physical tests coming up, which is his motivation. Now that he's
Mhm.
transitioned out of the military and he's on his own and he's raising a family and all this kind of stuff, he doesn't have that internal discipline or that accountability anymore. So when him and I started working together, it's like, hey, dude, we're gonna start off really slow. We're gonna start, moving a little bit more, maybe stretching more, being more mindful about some of our nutrition, and that's it. I don't want to start off too hardcore because you're gonna burn out. You're not gonna enjoy the process. But if you're enjoying the
Yeah,
process and you see it's working, it's gonna make the whole process so much easier, and
yeah,
you're gonna love it, and it's so much easier to maintain that kind of routine as
yeah.
well.
That's been me for the last
Yeah.
year, working out at a gym, I'm doing like group fitness stuff, but it's like we train on weights and we train on conditioning. And I'm at the same class 6 days a week, working out with the same people. I've developed these friends, and most of these people are 10 years older than me, but like they check on me, they ask how things are going. We have conversations. Like it's not just surface stuff. These are my people. I see
Yeah.
them more than my family. So
Yeah.
it's like this is my gym family. And my 4-year-old comes with me, and so they're like his gym grandmas, and, it's just it's so good, and that is I have so much motivation just to show up and be part of that right now. It's not a whole lot like, I don't know. I know I have discipline, and that I'm choosing to do that, but there's so much motivation to show up and just be a part of that because I just love it. So,
Yeah. I feel like when you're part of a group or a team or you have someone keeping you accountable, just that right there makes you enjoy the process so much more. Like, for example, I'll go swim every now and then for my cardio or whatever. If I go by myself, I'll swim for maybe 20 minutes and then I'm like, okay, time for the hot tub. But if I'm
yeah.
going with like a group of people or like a friend of mine, or I coach a master's group as well. So if I'm jumping in with my master's group, I can swim for the full hour and pretty hard. And I just feel a lot better throughout the whole practice because I'm with people. So it's like we're all suffering together, so it's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let me ask you this. I want to tie it into business. So what does physical discipline translate into for like leadership or business? Like how does that connect? How have you seen that with your clients?
Um, well, so a lot of my clients are either veterans or Division One athletes or entrepreneurs who are now in their 30s and 40s building a career, starting a family. And most of them have a background of such intensity around their health and their fitness and their exercise and their nutrition that when they are now done and they're kind of over that part of their life, they're over it. Like I don't want to do it
Mhm.
anymore. I've done that. But then when they sign up and we start focusing on just like basic healthy habits, like going for a walk in the morning or drinking more water or eating more protein. If you haven't noticed, those are my top three favorite healthy habits. Immediately, people are more engaged. People are more confident during calls, and confidence is sexy, man. Like people want to work with people who are energized and showing up and smiling and like engaged and all that kind of stuff. So just like
Yeah.
automatically you get your spirit and your energy just gets lifted,
Mm.
right? And if you can show
Drink
up
more
to
water, eat more protein, go for a walk. Got it.
yes, all the
And my
time.
business will grow. So,
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause again, it's like you're fueling that vessel in your life that's taking you to that next point. If you can imagine
Mhm.
like a boat and you're trying to go, to the other side of the lake or whatever, You can't get there if your boat is full of holes or you only have one paddle or, whatever. It's the same thing with your body. If you want to get to that other side and be successful, we need to build something that's going to take us there. And if your
Yep.
body and your mind are suffering, it's going to be really, really hard to get there.
Yep. Yep. And
Yeah.
it's never just about the body either. Like
It's really
you
more about
you
the
can train
mind.
your body, but you're also training your mind.
Definitely.
So, which is probably, I don't know, I wouldn't say the most important part, but arguably like very, very important when it comes to physical fitness is how it trains your mind.
Yeah.
And it ties back to that discipline. So,
Uh,
okay, I'm gonna do some quick rapid fire with you. I think this will be fun. So, first answer that comes to mind, I don't know, we might chat about it for a little bit, but okay, what is one non-negotiable habit that you
Protein.
have? I know I'm not shocked about that. I
Yeah.
actually recently went from like, man, I was having a hard time getting 100 grams of protein a day.
Which should be
My
the
goal
minimum for everybody.
my
Yeah.
goal every day is 180. I'm hanging around like 160, 170. So
It's a it's hard. It's a lot.
that was hard.
But
I'm doing it now, but it was hard.
here's the misconception around protein. It's not just for dudes who want to get jacked, right? It is straight up also for energy levels and for fat loss,
Mhm,
right? If your goal is to lose 10 pounds of body fat and your energy is low, then just eat more protein. Try to hit 100
mhm,
grams a day. Because
mhm.
most people, I can tell you right now, probably hit around 60 to 70 grams a day, which
Yep,
is way too low. So
yep,
if you want to get toned, if you want to lose body fat, if you want to have more energy, if you want to have more confidence, just think about eating more protein throughout the day. Try it for a week. Don't do anything else, but just try that one thing and see how you feel, because that's huge.
yeah. If you change too many things, you won't know what's working. So if you just do that one thing, then you'll know.
Yeah.
I'll say too, like I lost like 100 pounds doing basically keto. So I was very fat focused, low carb, high fat, and then protein was just like whatever it was. I wasn't really tracking protein. And so because you know I, I didn't have to eat that much to hit my calories for the day because it was so high fat. And so when I switched to being protein focused, oh my gosh, the hardest part was the volume of food I had to eat. I couldn't eat all of that food. I was like, I am so full. And then I wasn't getting anywhere near my calorie goal. I wasn't getting anywhere near my protein. Like it was all a mess for about 2 weeks. And my training took a hit during that time too because I wasn't fueled enough. I wasn't getting enough calories. I remember like almost passing out in the gym and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm trying to eat more protein.
I'm trying my best.
Not working.
Yeah.
I can't eat all my food." But once that switch flipped for me, this was maybe 2, 3 months ago.
Okay.
And so once that switch flipped for me, I'm like, I can eat so much food. I've had like 2 dinners sometimes because I'm like, I need to get my protein and I've got so many calories left. Holy heck, like let's eat another dinner. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
amazing.
especially like if you're being as active as you are, right? And your goal is to like lose body fat, get toned, right? We need to be eating more protein. And I always tell my clients, like, I'm going to tell you right now, these first 2 to 3 weeks are going to be tough.
Uh-huh.
One, it's because we're doing something new and your body's not used to it. So it's going to be kind of tiring. But
And
like
it's a new
also
habit.
you're not going to be used to eating this much protein. Just try your best, keep scaling it up, but your body will adjust. And by the end of the
Mhm.
2 to 3 weeks, your body is going to be very comfortable eating that much protein. And
Yeah.
you're going to start seeing the changes pretty quickly.
Yep, that's where I'm at. If I
Yeah.
if I have a day where I fall off though, I feel it. I'm like, "Whoa, I didn't." It's almost like, why even bother going to the gym and working so hard if I'm not gonna follow that up with the proper fuel? But I still go because I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater either.
Right.
So, okay, this didn't turn out to be rapid fire. Protein is a big conversation. All right. So next question is, what do you think is the hardest discipline to build?
That's a really good question. It's kind of cross between having a structured plan if you're by yourself or with a coach or, whatever, but like planning ahead. Because people live day to day, right? And then eventually the days get too fast and now you can't keep up with cooking the right meals or making it to the gym or whatever. So planning ahead is really tough for a lot of people. And for most of my clients, the workouts are no problem. They can go do that. Like that's not a big deal. But then where most of them fall off or fall off track is when it's a Wednesday night at 7:30 and they're trying to take care of kids, they don't have dinner ready or they don't have ingredients to make a healthy dinner. So what they end up doing is they start ordering food. So a big healthy habit that I tell my clients is on the weekend, literally go through our recipe library that I provide, go through and choose like 5 or 6 big meals that you can make throughout the week. And you can, some of that can be leftovers for the next day, but then go out, get all the ingredients and have it for the week. That way you're not going to run
Yeah.
into a situation where you're out of food, you're out of time. Now you're stressed out. And now I want to just order pizza. And
Yep.
don't get me wrong,
Same.
I love pizza and we get it often, which is fine. But if you're not planning ahead, you're not gonna like see the success happening.
Yeah. The pizza thing just reminded me of that pizza that we had at Josh's event in Denver. It was like as long as my arm.
It's so good. Yeah. I don't
And
know what
I
it is
ate
about
stuff.
Denver. Denver does pizza right.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen pizza like that. That was crazy. Okay. What's one workout that you love? I think I know the answer.
Well, I love swimming for sure.
That's nice.
Um, but I mean, I think because I'm a swimmer, my shoulder day and my back day are freaking awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. It's
I love
it's
that.
so fun. I can go really heavy. I can crank out a ton of pull-ups. Like it's just fun.
Yeah.
The days that I hate are chest and legs because I think those are just my weaker point. Like, those are just my weaker areas.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to
You
like get
can't do it
stronger and get
early.
better at those kind of things, it's just a little bit more miserable. But I get through
Yeah.
it, and I can tell that it's like getting better and it's getting easier. So it means I'm getting stronger, which is great.
Yeah.
But
I was like
yeah,
today going through our sets of Bulgarian split squats and I'm like dying. Like this is dumb. Well, it must mean I need it. Like
yeah.
I need to get better at this. Okay, how about one food that you love and you could eat every single.
People are gonna hate me, but like I said earlier, as long as you follow all your healthy habits, you can enjoy your dessert, right? So I pretty much every single day, I'm so boring. I will eat eggs for breakfast and chicken for lunch pretty much every single day. I know
Yeah.
it's boring. We'll mix it up with different stuff like sausage and like spinach or bell peppers. We'll throw some other stuff in there for sure. But I would rather be super boring and eat that kind of stuff every single day if it
So
means I'm keeping body fat low, I'm feeling confident, and I get to eat dessert. I mean, that's a win-win,
yeah,
right?
for
So
sure.
I'd rather suffer through some of the boring crap and go to the gym if it means that I can feel and look my best while eating the desserts that I want,
Yes. Yep.
for sure.
100% agree. All right, what's one belief that you have outgrown?
That I am way better than I think I am.
Okay.
But that was a big struggle of mine. But over the last 2 to 3 years, I've been working with a lot of higher level professionals and people who are willing to pay a lot more for
Mhm.
one-to-one professional coaching.
Yeah,
And so I don't like to undervalue my services just because I need a new client, right? Like I
absolutely.
know my worth. I know my program works. I know you're going to love it. Everyone that's ever come through TruFit has seen the results and created a lifestyle to maintain those results. So I know 100% like guaranteed this works for everyone. And going into sales calls with that attitude, it's like, hey man, I'm the real deal. And if that's not something that you want, then that's fine. See you later.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I
Yeah.
mean, sales conversations have changed for all of us in Josh's program. So,
Hun-
so interesting. All right. What is one morning routine must have?
I read my daily devotional every morning, which is nice because my wife works in an office downtown Denver and I work from home every day. So she leaves pretty early because she wants to come home early, which is nice for me because I also wake up early with her. But then it gives me
Mhm.
about an hour, maybe an hour and a half in the morning before I have like calls and stuff to just have like me time
Ooh,
where I'll go for a walk, I'll drink some water, things like that. But I come sit here, I'll put on some like really nice music, I'll read my daily devotional, I'll connect with God for a little bit. Um, just to say thank you for this life and please give me some, uh, give me the thoughts and the energy and the strategies that I need to make it through this day, right?
yeah.
And that usually sets the tone for the day, which I love. I'm a little bit more motivated. I'm a little bit more confident in some of the calls that I have coming up. So just knowing that someone has my back um, is really comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% agree. I mean, I'm walking through some interesting seasons of my life and having that as kind of the foundation for, knowing that like it's all going to work out. I'm going to be all right has been everything. Well,
Yeah.
this has been awesome. For someone who's listening right now and thinking like, I need Johnny in my life. I need that accountability. Where should they go and find you?
Yeah, you can go to my website, TruFitAcademy.com. That's just TRUFIT Academy.com. I've got my book is available in there. There's a page where you can book a call with me, like a free call. We can just hop on, kind of see where you're at, and just see if this is gonna be a good fit for you or not. If you want to read some testimonials, that's on my website as well. And then I'm also on Instagram, just Johnny Els Uno. Johnny
Okay,
Els
I'll
one.
put
That's
it.
it.
Yeah, we'll link all of that in the show notes. We'll make sure that those links are all around this video. So
Cool.
as we wrap up, I want to leave you with something that's come up again and again in business and leadership and life in these conversations. Success doesn't break people, but misalignment does. And so when your habits, your identity, and your standards don't match the life that you're trying to build and the business that you're trying to build, something eventually gives. And that's why conversations like this actually matter. So the $1 million standard, it's not about doing more. It's about becoming more. It's discipline without punishment. It's growth without ego. We're leaving that behind. And it's consistency without burnout. So if this episode resonated with you, don't just take notes. It's actually time to take responsibility and ask yourself, where am I asking for results that I haven't built the identity yet to sustain it? And that's yet, right? Yet. That
Yes.
means it's possible, and it's possible for you to become that person that has the business that you're looking to have. And that question, the who do I need to become? That question really can change everything. So thank you so much, Johnny, for
Yeah.
coming on the show today and sharing your insight and wisdom. I hope you guys take the opportunity to connect with him, follow him, and check out his stuff. Thank you so much. And we will see you next time on another episode of the $1 Million Standard.
Thank you, Jodi. This was a blast. Appreciate it.
Thank you.